As a follow-up to a previous video where I talked about const generics, I thought I would experiment a bit more with the same concept but in a more simpler context. And for that I have created this very small and simple function. And after some questions that I had discovered a new syntax or a new concept, and that is called the Turbofish syntax. Just before I show you what it looks like, I wanted to quickly reiterate the fact that in this function we are using the const generic n. And once again, as I've said in the previous video, it concerns values, not types. Although we can define a certain type on it, as we will see, it will concern, in this case, the values, because at least in this context in which it is used, it refers to the number of elements an array must have. And as far as I know, arrays must have their number of elements known at compile time, which is the case in this situation as well. And so the Turbofish syntax looks just like this. It is composed of these two columns and then angle brackets. And notice that inside the angle brackets we are specifying the value for the const generic n. And this is once again an argument for the fact that const generics concern values and not types. While this was a very simple example, I would like now spontaneously to look for a similar example in iRespect source code, because I'm very sure that I have seen one instance of it there. So let's look for the Turbofish syntax in iRespect source code. Okay, let's see. I'm going to search just for this. Here we have one. I don't know exactly what this source code is doing, but we can see that this syntax, the Turbofish syntax, has been used in the context of the collect method, which I think I made a video about. Yeah, and the final type is a string. Okay, let's search for other examples that are a bit more interesting. That looks interesting and weird. So we are in the benchmarks context. So this is vector of vectors. Yeah. Okay, that would be another instance. I don't feel very confident to try to read that or to explain that. I think I have an idea, but I would have to spend more time to make sure I fully understand what's going on there. Here we have once again in the context of unbounded channel, which I also don't know what that is about. Seems it is part of the Tokyo API, but looking at this definition, so it seems that with the Turbofish syntax we can also specify type values or actual types instead of values as we had in our example. So here with the Turbofish syntax we specify the value, but in this case notice that we are specifying the type, which is an enum, but looking at unbounded channel, we can see that we are specifying the type for t here. So I think that's also a new discovery. It would be very interesting to know what's actually going on here, because it looks very interesting but so esoteric. I hope that's a word. Yeah, so I think you got the idea. I certainly got the idea, and I just made myself with more questions and more things to dig in. But I cannot complain. It's something that I truly enjoy. Okay, I think this was it for this video. The Turbofish syntax. By the way, I thought to imagine how this could give the idea of a fish, but I still don't get it very much. It resembles to some extent a fish, but I wouldn't say that a fish is the first thing that came to mind. But anyway, this syntax has its use cases. I just found 2 of them, which were to specify actual types and actual values depending on the definition, the signature of your function. This was it for this video, and yeah, of course, I will see you in the next one. Thank you.